Greetings lads and lasses, how we doing and welcome back to the channel. I hope you are all feeling absolutely fantastic. Now, with Newcastle United, we've had a fair few players on loan this season. Harrison Ashby at Swansea, that's been going out okay. I know he was injured there, but it doesn't look too bad. Yankuba Mint has been on absolute fire at Feyenoord. No pun intended, that come off the top of my head. He's on fire at Feyenoord, but seriously, Champions League minutes, goals left, right and centre, taking it around the keeper. He looks like the Gambian sensation from what we bought him as from OB Odense, Norwegian club. But on the back of that, there's some loans which haven't been going too well, and in this case, the one supposed Aussie wonder kid, and he is still 19 years old, Garang Kuol, who is now on loan at FC Volendam, who are bottom of the Eredivisie, the Dutch league of course. His loan is an absolute disaster. Now, the main reason for this, it isn't the minutes he's played, which actually it is very bad. We'll take a look at that just a second. It isn't the complete performances, but something catastrophic has went on behind the scenes at FC Volendam. We'll take a look at that just now, because I'm just going to say this. If there's one thing I hate in football, it's players who were meant to, they're a young lad, they're meant to have this fantastic sort of career ahead of them, and it doesn't work out for them. That's one of the most heart-wrenching things for me in football. I love bringing in young lads, giving them a nice career and having them succeed at Newcastle United. We've not had too many recently, but fingers crossed this lad can turn it around, because it doesn't look good whatsoever. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the video. I think this is the first ever actual YouTube video where we've talked about this 19-year-old who was meant to be a sensation. It hasn't looked good from whatsoever. Honestly, it hasn't. 42 minutes played for Garang Kuol in the last 3 months. Honestly, if a player played 42 minutes in one game, you'd think, what on earth's going on there? Never mind in the last 3 months. We'll get into the reasoning of why that has actually happened, and it is very, very bad. I've never seen anything like this at a football club for this sort of situation, shall we say. I've never seen anything like it. But just before we do, ladies and gentlemen, if you do enjoy the video, hit that like button. Really, of course, I always do appreciate it. It's free to do, so get down there right now, hit that like button and subscribe if you are new, and let me know down below what's your thoughts on this situation. Should we get Garang Kuol right back now, or should we just let him be then, sort of be wasted for yet another season? Because as we do know, he was on loan at Hearts in the Scottish League last season, 8 appearances, 1 goal, and the Hearts fans did not rate him whatsoever. To be fair, he was an 18-year-old kid. Scotland, it's very cold up there. I don't want to create excuses for him, but the sort of quality of that league compared to the Australian league, there's not too much between them, but still, he was an 18-year-old lad, you know what I mean? There's going to be 30-year-olds kicking absolute lumps out of him. And also, to the end of this video, we can take a look. Is this Shola Amiobi's fault? Should we still have Shola in this sort of position as the job from sending young lads out on loan to different places? Personally, I don't think so. There's obviously someone else we can get there rather than just the next player. It was a very easy appointment. But what's been going wrong with this 19-year-old Australian sensation? Well, look, he was really bigged up. He even played in the World Cup. I think he was actually, was he 18 then? I think that's off the top. I think he might have just been 18 or just turned 19, one of the two. But he nearly ended the winning Argentina World Cup run with Lionel Messi in the team. I don't know if you actually watched the game, but just coming towards the end, he had a very good chance, and Martinez had to pull off a very good save. That kept them in the World Cup. This young lad could have knocked them out. How things could have changed then. But ever since then, it really has went downhill for Garang Kuol. That is not even an understatement, and we are going to take a look right now. 15 appearances for FC Volendam this season, who themselves have been absolutely terrible. Like I've said, bottom of the league, not picking points up anywhere. I can't even remember when the last win was. Out of all the sort of domestic cups, they are doing absolutely terrible this season. It's yet another, what is going to be a poor loan for him. But it's 15 appearances, 1 goal and 1 assist, which when you look at him, look, he's a 19-year-old kid. The goals and assists that aren't such a big factor to his game. He shouldn't be absolutely pelting out 20 goals and assists, if you know what I mean. It doesn't really matter if he's not getting the goals and assists. It's just the minutes he's playing, sort of build up his strength, his experience, because he is still a teenager. He is still a very young lad. I think sometimes when you look at the likes of Lewis Miley, who's been performing fantastically, and he's a 17-year-old kid, and we're letting these other 19-year-olds and 18-year-olds sort of dampen expectations to, well, if Lewis Miley's 17, you should be absolutely fantastic. Do you know what I mean? No, these are still very young lads. There's still people who start their careers at the likes of 22. Look at Jamie Vardy, for example. But this sort of situation, his loan spell at FC Volendam, has been labelled utter chaos by the Chronicle. They've labelled a little sort of story which we'll look at right now. This is what's happened at FC Volendam. Like I said, it has been absolutely catastrophical for Garang Kuol in his situation. It's not benefited him whatsoever. This is what's happened. At FC Volendam, around 12 staff from behind the scenes have genuinely been sacked. 12. Something must have been going very wrong there. Honestly, that is very bad. And that includes the likes of former Inter Milan star, Wim Jonk, that's probably before my time, I am still 17 years old, who was the club sort of transfer specialist and the sporting director as well. Jasper van Leeuwen, manager Matthijs Koller, who wanted to sign Garang Kuol very much, says the Chronicle, and a new manager has come in now, and he's implemented a style, as of course FC Volendam are very heavily relegation battle, and looks like they are going down to the second Eredivisie. I don't know the actual name of it, but they've brought in a new manager. His name is, it's Rogelio Simmons, and he's adapted FC Volendam to an ultra-defensive style, which obviously 42 minutes played for Garang Kuol in the last 3 months does not suit him whatsoever. Now, I can't help but feel for the kid. I've seen so many people say, well, is he just not good enough? I don't know how people can look at it like that personally. How would you not want a young lad who's at your club, under the books at your club? How can you just say he's not good enough? You've got to give him a chance, you know what I mean? He's still 19 years old. Yes, the one at Hearts didn't work. And I think that kind of can be down to, it was his first loan move. He's still going to be very inexperienced. It was his first football away from Australia, where he'd lived, played, grew up his whole life. But he's went to Hearts, didn't work out, still got a goal under his belt. He is still genuinely a kid, but he's went to FC Volendam. And I just think this was poor decision-making by Shola Ramiobi. And Peter Ramage, who was also a former Newcastle United player, right back, I do believe. I think he was local in Newcastle as well. They are the two people who sort of saw out the loan moves to where they're going to go. Where's he going to go, if you know what I mean. But I think this was very poor decision-making from Shola Ramiobi and Peter Ramage. The bottom of the league, 42 minutes played in the last 3 months. And of course, this manager who did want them, they didn't sort of check the security of them. They didn't check everything, because it's all went to plan. Every single thing you could have is that even a word? Thought of, has genuinely plummeted. Manager sacked. 12 men behind the scenes is sacked. No game time, no productiveness. Club at bottom of the league. It's all went absolutely wrong for him. I think Newcastle United are really going to have to imply someone at the top of the club in this loan moving situation. Obviously, I mean, look, we don't know anyone like that. The club will know people, but we don't exactly know some loan move transfer specialists, if you know what I mean. But the club will have to get someone in. Like I said, it's easy just to put Shola and Peter Ramage, who've played for the club, or you can just do that, whatever. They've not had any experience of that before, so why would they even be there in the first place? It was sort of a... Is a PR thing the right word? I don't think it is, but just... it wasn't the right sort of opportunity to put them as the loan moves. This is young lads' career at Newcastle United. We want to be going for the top of everything, to be the best of everything. And I think it's fair to say, although he's got one right with Janko Baminta, them two, they're not the right appointments for Newcastle. This is certainly something Newcastle United will have to think about, because you can't just let things like this happen. And I know people are going to sort of be turning a blind eye because Janko Baminta is having a fantastic loan spell. He's even in contention in some fans' minds to come back and replace Miggy Almiron. I think that is going to let some people turn a blind eye, but we've still got young lads going out on loan, which can be affected, and the majority are being effective as well. It's only Minter that is actually having a successful loan season, which, by the way, if you do want to see a full video on Janko Baminta, I have already made one, and the Gambians absolutely love that. Honestly, go back into my videos. Might have been around 4 months ago now. I think it's got 30,000 views. I've barely done any research, and all the Gambians were going mental in the comments. I'm going to have to do one because they absolutely love that. But actually, I'm going to ask you a lot of question. If you could send Garang Kuol a one place on loan, where would it be? In my mind now, I've seen so many people say, well, just get him on loan to a championship team. That obviously is the easy option. He's kind of near Newcastle as a city if anything goes absolutely terrible like it is right now. But in my opinion, the Championship, League 1, League 2, I would hope he wouldn't go to League 1 and League 2, but the likes of the Championship, I don't like that for young lads whatsoever. Honestly, I don't. When you're putting sort of, obviously just looking at Garang Kuol, he isn't the strongest, you know what I mean? He's a skinny lad. I don't like putting them in the Championship. There's 30-year-old people who in the Championship who are just experienced players who just want to absolutely clatter into these lads. They're at the end of their careers. They just want to absolutely smash into them and ruin them, and they'll get a bad injury. I don't like it whatsoever. The competitive of the Championship, the competitiveness of the Championship is very, very good. I really like the intensity of it and the sort of competition, but I don't think it will do them any good. Somewhere like the Dutch League, for example, maybe apart from FC Volendam, why that club was chosen, I do not know. The Belgian League, these are really, really good. Even the Bundesliga, they've got the highest under-18s or under-23s playing in the whole of Europe. Get them in them sort of leagues. That's what these loan specialists should be sort of prioritising. I don't know what they are. Honestly, we do need to get someone like that at the top of the club. But that is the video today, ladies and gentlemen. You let me know what your thoughts is on this sort of very bad situation for Garang Kuol, because it is really, really bad as well. Without further ado, I've been Jody Josh. I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and of course we'll be doing a match preview for Manchester City on Friday, because that's when we'll get team news. I'm not looking forward to that one. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, see you all in the next one. I've been Jody Josh. Go and enjoy your day.